the life of a chimney sweep, where every day was an adventure up a soot-filled flue. Picture this. It's the 18th century, and your parents have decided that sending you, a sprightly lad of 5, up chimneys is the perfect career move. After all, who needs playgrounds when you can climb dark, narrow passages with a brush in hand? But wait, there's more. Not only did chimney sweeps have the joy of scraping away centuries of grime, but they also had the added thrill of dodging fiery embers and risking a tumble down a sooty chute. And let's not forget the occupational hazard of developing chimney sweeps carcinoma, a lovely form of scrotal cancer caused by prolonged exposure to soot. Yet, despite the perils, chimney sweeps were the unsung heroes of their time. They kept homes warm, prevented chimney fires, and even saved the day by rescuing the occasional trapped animal. Talk about a twist on the classic firefighter trope. So next time you cozy up by the fireplace, spare a thought for the brave souls who once shimmied up chimneys so you could enjoy a soot-free existence. After all, they may have been covered head to toe in grime, but they were the true kings of the chimney kingdom. Leech Collectors, the brave souls who dared to venture into the murky depths of swamps and ponds in pursuit of nature's finest bloodsuckers. Imagine the scene. It's a misty morning, and you find yourself knee-deep in muck, armed with nothing but a keen eye and a strong stomach. Your mission? To gather leeches by the bucketful for the esteemed medical profession. But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly wade into leech-infested waters? Well, dear friend, in the days of yore, leeches were all the rage in medicine. They were believed to cure everything from headaches to hemorrhoids, leading to a booming leech market and subsequently a need for skilled leech collectors. Now picture this. You spot a particularly plump specimen clinging to a reed. With nerves of steel, you reach out and pluck it from its watery abode, all while trying not to imagine the horrors of what lies beneath its slimy exterior. And let's not forget the occupational hazards. Aside from the obvious risk of leech bites, collectors had to contend with waterborne diseases, pesky mosquitoes, and the occasional encounter with less friendly swamp dwellers. But fear not, for leech collectors were not just mere gatherers of slimy creatures. They were the unsung heroes of the medical world, providing doctors with the tools they needed to heal the sick and suffering, or at least give them a good scare. So, the next time you see a leech, spare a thought for those intrepid individuals who braved the muck and mire to bring these bloodsuckers into the world. After all, they may have had a gross job, but they were making a real difference, one leech at a time. Enter the world of fullers, where wool was king and urine was, well, let's just say it played a crucial role. Picture this. It's medieval Europe, and you find yourself knee-deep in a vat filled with warm water and a not-so-secret ingredient, human urine. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would anyone willingly bathe in pee-infused water? Well, dear friend, meet the fuller, the unsung hero of the textile world. Fullers were tasked with cleaning and thickening woolen cloth, and they had a rather ingenious method for doing so. You see, wool has natural oils and impurities that need to be removed to achieve that soft, fluffy texture we all know and love. And what better way to do that than with the power of pee? Human urine contains ammonia, a natural detergent that helps break down dirt and grease, leaving the wool squeaky clean. So there you are, stomping away in a vat of urine-infused water, feeling like a medieval alchemist mixing potions, albeit with a slightly more pungent aroma. But hey, it was all in a day's work for the fullers, who took pride in their craft and the unmistakable scent of success. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the dubious honor of being covered head to toe in pea water, fullers also enjoyed the satisfaction of knowing they were contributing to the vibrant textile industry of the Middle Ages. So, the next time you slip on that cozy wool sweater, spare a thought for the fullers who toiled away in vats of urine so you could enjoy the finer things in life. After all, they may have had a smelly job, but they were the true wizards of the woolly world. Step into the not-so-glamorous world of Gong Farmers, where the phrase, getting your hands dirty, took on a whole new meaning. Picture this. It's medieval Europe, and you find yourself waist-deep in, well, let's just say it's not exactly potpourri. Gong Farmers were the brave souls tasked with the noble duty of cleaning out cesspits and latrines, the original sanitation engineers, if you will. Armed with nothing but a shovel and an iron stomach, these intrepid individuals waded through the muck and mire to keep the streets relatively clean, and the noses, mostly, unoffended. But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly dive into a pit of human waste? Well, dear friend, in the days before indoor plumbing, cesspits were the go-to solution for disposing of, well, stuff. And someone had to make sure those cesspits didn't overflow and unleash a tidal wave of unspeakable horrors upon the unsuspecting populace. So, there you are, up to your elbows in the foulest of substances, trying not to think about what you're actually standing in. But fear not, for Gong Farmers were not just mere janitors of the medieval world. They were the unsung heroes of public health, preventing the spread of disease and keeping the streets, mostly, poop-free. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the unmistakable aroma of their chosen profession, Gong Farmers also had the satisfaction of knowing they were making a real difference in their communities, one cesspit at a time. So, the next time you flush your toilet or take a hot shower, spare a thought for the Gong Farmers who braved the depths of human waste so you could enjoy the modern comforts of indoor plumbing. After all, they may have had a crappy job, but they were the true pioneers of poo management. Enter the world of rat catchers, where the phrase chasing your tail took on a whole new meaning. Picture this. It's the height of the bubonic plague, and cities are overrun with disease-carrying rodents. Cue the rat catchers, the brave souls tasked with ridding urban areas of these furry fiends. Armed with nothing but traps, ferrets, and a healthy dose of determination, rat catchers ventured into the dark, dingy alleys and sewers in pursuit of their elusive prey. It was a game of cat and mouse, quite literally, with each encounter testing their wits and reflexes. But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly hunt down rats? Well, dear friend, in the midst of a deadly plague, rats weren't just nuisances, they were carriers of death, spreading disease wherever they scurried, and someone had to step up to the plate, or the sewer as it were, to stem the tide of pestilence. So there you are, creeping through dimly lit tunnels and dodging vermin left and right, all in the name of public health. But fear not, for rat catchers were not just pest control professionals. They were the unsung heroes of their time, risking life and limb to protect their communities from the ravages of disease. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the occasional rat-inflicted bite or scratch, rat catchers also had the satisfaction of knowing they were making a real difference in the fight against the plague, one rodent at a time. So, the next time you see a rat scurry across your path, spare a thought for the rat catchers who braved the sewers and alleys so you could sleep soundly at night. After all, they may have had a dirty job, but they were the true champions of pest control. Ah, the curious case of whipping boys, where mischief met punishment in the royal courts of yore. Picture this. You're a young lad, living the high life as the companion of a prince or king. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to your codpiece, because there's a catch. In the world of royalty, discipline was key, but kings and princes weren't exactly keen on facing the consequences of their own misdeeds. Enter the whipping boy, the unfortunate soul tasked with taking the punishment in their stead. But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly subject themselves to a royal flogging? Well, dear friend, in the lofty echelons of the court, appearances were everything. And what better way to teach a lesson in humility than by having someone else take the fall, quite literally. So there you are, standing in for your royal counterpart, bracing yourself for a thrashing that you didn't even earn. But fear not, for whipping boys were not just scapegoats. They were the unsung heroes of the royal court, taking one for the team in the name of maintaining order and decorum. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the occasional welt or bruise, whipping boys also enjoyed the dubious honor of being in the inner circle of royalty with all the pomp and privilege that came with it. So the next time you find yourself in hot water for a royal blunder, spare a thought for the whipping boys who took the lashings so you could keep your head and your hide intact. After all, they may have had a painful job, but they were the true champions of royal discipline. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're diving into the murky world of Resurrectionists, the original grave robbers with a bone-chilling twist. Picture this. It's the 18th century, and medical schools are in desperate need of cadavers for anatomical study. But alas, fresh corpses are hard to come by legally. Enter the Resurrectionists, the daring individuals who dared to venture into graveyards under the cover of darkness to procure bodies for science. Armed with shovels and a healthy disregard for the sanctity of the dead, these intrepid souls risked life and limb to satisfy the insatiable demand for bodies. But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly dig up graves in the dead of night? Well, dear friend, in the world of medicine, knowledge is power, and cadavers are the currency of discovery. And when legal means fail to provide an adequate supply, desperate times call for desperate measures. So there you are, sneaking through the shadows with a shovel in hand, trying not to disturb the eternal slumber of the dearly departed. But fear not, for Resurrectionists were not just grave robbers. They were the unsung heroes of medical education, providing doctors with the tools they needed to push the boundaries of science and save lives. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the adrenaline rush of a midnight excavation, Resurrectionists also enjoyed the satisfaction of knowing they were making a real difference in the advancement of medical knowledge, one stolen corpse at a time. So the next time you marvel at the wonders of modern medicine, Spare a thought for the Resurrectionists who braved the graveyards so you could benefit from their sacrifices. After all, they may have had a grave job, but they were the true pioneers of medical science. Strap in, folks, because we're about to take a jog down memory lane to the fascinating world of treadmill operators, the unsung athletes of the Industrial Revolution. Picture this. It's the 19th century and factories are buzzing with activity. But what's that sound? It's not the clatter of machinery or the hum of productivity. It's the rhythmic thud of feet hitting a treadmill. Yes, you heard that right. In the heyday of the Industrial Revolution, treadmills weren't just for gym rats looking to break a sweat. They were also used as a form of punishment in prisons and workhouses. And who better to keep these human hamster wheels turning than the brave souls known as treadmill operators? But why, you may ask, would anyone willingly spend their days walking on a giant wheel like a rodent in a cage? Well, dear friend, in the harsh world of Victorian punishment, treadmills were seen as a means of rehabilitation and hard labor. And who better to oversee this grueling task than the treadmill operators themselves? So there you are, marching away on your human-sized hamster wheel, trying not to think about the futility of it all. But fear not. For treadmill operators were not just glorified hamsters, they were the unsung heroes of discipline and order, ensuring that justice was served, one step at a time. And let's not forget the perks. Besides the dubious honor of being the master of the treadmill, operators also enjoyed the satisfaction of knowing they were keeping society in line, one revolution of the wheel at a time. So the next time you hit the gym or go for a run, spare a thought for the treadmill operators who kept the wheels turning so you could enjoy the modern comforts of exercise. After all, they may have had a treadmill job, but they were the true champions of discipline and determination. If you know of any other similar works, I am waiting for your story in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and let me know if you want the next part. Bye.